Hello, I'm the Baumeister. Welcome back to Yu-Gi-Oh! Legacy of the Duelist Link Evolution. Today we are starting Arc V in the card type that I am very least versed in. Welcome to Pendulum Summoning. Loading Arc V histories. This is the story of Yuya Sakaki. Sakaki? It'll be Yuya. Forget that last name. Some call him a hero, some call him a goofball, and others call him a heroic goofball. But before the end of his journey, Yuya will travel through multiple dimensions and confront countless adversaries to save the world. And little did Yuya know that his epic tale will begin with one small life lesson from his dad. Take your dad's advice, Yuya. Try to laugh when you feel like crying. When things get tough, respond with a smile. It will give you the strength to keep moving forward. It's kind of like a pendulum. If the pendulum swings one way, you know it will swing the other way too. Like in a duel. A duel? The key to dueling is to believe in your deck. And yourself. When you're falling behind, you can always make things swing your way again. So don't worry about anything, just try to enjoy the ride. Try to remember what I've told you, Yuya. It may help you someday. Several days later, Yusho was set to defend his Action Duel Championship title against the #1 contender, the Sledgehammer. However, not only did Yuya's father fail to show up, he was never seen again. This branded Yusho and the whole Sakaki family as cowards. 3 years later, at Skip Boyle's Yusho Dueling School. Alright, Yuya, it's time to take center stage and show Gong what you're made of. It's showtime, ladies, gentlemen, and Gong. How about I kick off this round's entertainment with some carnival craving hippos? Quit goofing around, Yuya. Why do you have to turn everything into a joke, Yuya? There's nothing wrong with giving the fans a good laugh. When your daddy was on the field, he had all the fans smiling. He made duel-taining entertaining. Your duels were usually just embarrassing. Well, if you ask me, my dad's last duel was pretty embarrassing too. Yuya. Afternoon all, I do hope I'm not intruding. Who are you? I'm Nico Smiley, dueling manager and promoter. Currently, I represent the reigning Action Duel champion, the Sledgehammer. Not Sledgehammer. The Sledgehammer is hosting a Fan Appreciation Day at the Leo Institute, and he's issuing a one-on-one dueling challenge to Yuya. You're inviting me to duel the Sledgehammer? It's your chance to make up for your father's disappearing act. I will never let Yuya take part in this match. The boy suffered enough since his father disappeared. That's a real shame, because if you had agreed, the Leo Corps would have donated the newest augmented reality combat system to your school. For no charge. As in free. Got a deal! You just said you'd never let Yuya duel the Sledgehammer. Yeah, we've got to have Yuya's back. Right, Yuya? Yuya? He ran off. Just like his old man. Fan Appreciation Day. 3 years ago, the famous duel trainer Yusho failed to defend his title against the Sledgehammer. Now his own son will try to erase that disgrace. Do you think Yuya will show up? Who knows, but Gong's gut says he will. Much to everyone's surprise, Yuya did show up to duel, but as an even bigger surprise, Yuya was dressed as a clown. Do not tell me that you are the son of Yusho. Yep, the one and only. Well, are you ready to get the show on the road? You won't be so insolent once the Sledgehammer squashes you. Alright, so I do believe this is, I hope this is a, yep. Lesson will teach you how to Pendulum Summon. First, we will show you how they work. These cards can either be played as monster cards or spell cards. Once you play 2 Pendulum monster cards as spells in the Pendulum Zones, you can perform a special Pendulum Summon. Let's look at them, and they have a lot of information on the cards. Since they do so much, they have 2 effect text boxes on them, depending on how they are played. If you activate your Pendulum card as a spell, it stays on the field and can use its Pendulum effect right in the top box. You can also summon or set one as a monster. This is done by placing it in the monster zone and using its monster effect in the bottom box. Another advantage of the Pendulum monster is that instead of being to the graveyard like the normal monsters, they are placed face up in your extra deck instead. This is true if the Pendulum monster was played as either a spell or a monster. Now we'll show you how it works. Alright, you have 3 of them in your hand. Let's get the most out of them. These cards are played in the Pendulum Zones. Let's begin. First, place Odd Eyes Pendulum Dragon in a Pendulum Zone. Now place Time Gazer Magician in a Pendulum Zone. You can Pendulum Summon once per turn during your May phase. Each Pendulum card has a Pendulum scale indicated by a number between the red and blue arrows in the card description. Excuse me. In one Pendulum Summon, you can summon as many monsters as you want from your hand, or from the face-up Pendulum monster cards in your extra deck. However, the level of monsters you summon have to be in between the scales you have in the Pendulum Zones. You can now summon monsters that are between levels 4 and 8. To do so, select Pendulum Summon from a Pendulum card. So Pendulum Summon, and summon both. We'll select attack. And attack. Let's use Performal Dag's Daggerman ability to discard Performal Paul Whip Snake and draw a card. Still normal summon the turn you Pendulum. Select Skella Angel in defense position. In Odd Eyes Pendulum Monster, it has a pendulum effect. Search for a pendulum monster at the end phase. Let's do it. Alright, switch to end phase since we started. If add the effect. And select Stargazer Magician. Alright. Okay, so it's going for Feast of the Wild. Sends out the Battle Guards. Battle Guard King, huh? Is he going for a second? He's probably going for a second. Yep. Oh, he's going for 3 attacks. Draw a card. Here we go. Oh, your opponent really wiped out your monsters. Let's Pendulum Summon to bring some of them back. Let's reestablish the scales. Okay, now I can summon anything from 1 to 8. And you can Pendulum Summon from the extra deck and the hand at the same time. Special Summon, Pendulum Dragon, and Swordfish. And Swordfish. Oh, that's right. I gotta do that because it's only one. It's only letting me do one. Okay. Can still normal summon. Let's have perform a Paul Friendonky. Good gravy. Yeah, that sets me up for 4. And we can now we bring that can bring that Battle Card King down to size. Show up. Oh. And that's the end. Yushko vanished 3 years ago, and now his son is suddenly using a radical new method of summoning? Prepare a background report on this kid. Any facts that relate to pendulum summoning, no matter how small, should be reported to me immediately. Alright, like I said, this was going to be pretty short. About average, actually. But now we've got trade bait. We unlocked the Sledgehammer. In his deck, the Wild Battleguard. Triamid technology. We've got the booster pack for Gong Strong. The Monarch Stormforth, the first Monarch. Warrior Digreffer. 1,600 victory points. Alright, so join me in the next video as we take on trade bait. Until then, I am the Bellmeister, and I have been obediently yours.